Hello everyone, and welcome to another Willa Dean's Kitchen video. And today we're going to be making some bread. My outcome today, or what we hope the outcome is some sandwich rolls. So we're going to start out. I'm going to show you the ingredients we have here. We have 2 cups of bread flour, just your regular bread flour. I used this brand of flour here from King Arthur, just to let you know what I'm using here. So we have the 2 cups of bread flour, and then we have 3/4 of a cup of water. We're going to use this water as a liquid in the bread, of course, and we have 1/4 of a cup of vegetable oil here that I'm going to also add to the bread for some moisture in the bread once it's baked. We have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and for our leavening agent to make our bread rise, we have 2 teaspoons of yeast, active yeast here, with a little sugar mixed in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate the yeast by adding some of this warm water to the yeast, and it'll activate and start bubbling. Once we get our yeast activated, we'll be back and I will show you how we're going to mix this bread together and get it ready to go. Okay, so our yeast is activated. I don't know if you could see that well there, but it's starting to bubble up there. So the sugar and the yeast is working well. What we got here is we have our flour. So what we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add the salt to the flour, mixing the dry ingredients here. Get those mixed in well. And then we're going to add our water to the flour, along with our 1/4 cup of oil here, and then we're going to add this bubbling yeast to the flour as well. So we have all that in there. Just scrape the bowl out a little bit, make sure we get everything. And now we're going to mix this all together to form a dough. Form a nice bread dough here. And I've always been fascinated with bread and baking bread. You know, if I think about it, bread has to be one of the oldest recipes probably that we know of. I mean, we know they've been baking bread and wheat for hundreds of years. So we have a nice dough mixture here. And since I'm not using a bread machine or a stand mixer, what we're going to do now is we're going to knead out this bread. So I'm going to fold the bread out onto the counter here. Get a little flour down. Get us a nice base of flour here. So, and then I'll just go into the pan. Flour my hands a little bit. Go into the pan here. Get all of the dough together as much as I can. And then I fold it out here onto the counter. So now what we do is we start kneading the dough. So this dough, I want a nice fluffy bread. So I'm going to have to knead this for about at least 5 minutes to get it to where I want it to be. And as you can see now, and you can probably see a little bit of the flour and yeast and the oil is still combining into the flour. So as we knead it, we'll get a smoother texture on the flour and everything will look well combined. So I'm going to continue kneading and get me a little workout here, and then I'll come back once I'm done with the kneading process. Okay, so I have been kneading this bread dough here about 5 minutes, and this is a labor of love. You got to put some love into your baking if you want it to come out well. Now, if you can look at the dough, you can see it's well mixed in there now. So the kneading process gets it well mixed. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make a ball, and we're going to put the dough into this bowl here. So first I need to add some oil here. Let's put some oil in this bowl and mix that around, get it up on the sides there. And I'm going to add the dough in there, put it in here, and I'm going to flip it over just like so. So now we have bread dough in the bowl, and we're going to let it rise. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this rise overnight to add more flavor to the bread. And then tomorrow we're going to take it out of the bowl here. We're going to get it ready, and we're going to cut it out to make some sandwich rolls with it. So I'm going to cover this up with plastic, put it in a bowl for tonight, and then tomorrow we'll finish up. Hello everyone, and welcome back. We have taken our bread dough out of the refrigerator. It has been in there overnight. We were letting it rise overnight. We also put it in the refrigerator because the overnight dough has a good flavor to it. It has a nice flavor that comes from letting the dough sit in the refrigerator overnight. So our next step is we're going to turn this dough out, and we're going to make us some hamburger buns or sandwich buns. So that's our next step, to get the dough out and get it ready to go. Okay, so what I've done is I've lightly floured the surface here of our counter. So I'm going to put a little more flour here down, and we just kind of punch down the dough, and then we get it out of the bowl here. We get it down on the counter, and what I'm going to do is we're going to divide this dough into 6 portions, and then we're going to shape it up into a ball and let it rise for our bun. So I need a scraper here. And we have our scraper, take our dough here, and what I'm going to do is first I'm going to just cut the dough in half here with this scraper, flour in there as well. And we're going to take one portion of this and set it to the side here, and then we're going to divide this into 3 portions. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of fold the dough in towards itself here, and let me move this out of the way. So I fold it in towards itself, and I'm trying to make a ball with it. So so as we get our ball shaped here with the dough, get a nice ball shape there. And you could use your hands to kind of roll it around a little there too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this nice ball here, and I kind of want maybe a slightly larger bun. So we're going to take this ball here, we're going to put it on our parchment paper. So we're going to start with the next one. just kind of fold the dough in on itself here. And as we do this, it helps us make a ball. And we can work the dough like this, get a nice ball shape. Keep our hands floured here. Oh, that looks good, looks good. So we're gonna get us some nice buns here. And let's show you one more, then I'll just get the rest of these done. And we're going to cover them with some plastic, and we're going to let them rise until they're at least double in size. And then we'll egg wash the tops of them. We may put some toppings on one or two of them, like maybe some sesame seeds or maybe some everything seasoning, and then we'll get them in the oven. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up these last three, and then we'll be back. Okay, our buns have been rising. So they have doubled in size here, and they look very good. So they're just plain sandwich buns at the moment. What we're going to do first is we're going to add a little bit of this egg wash to the top of the buns. Let's put a little bit here on this particular bun here. So we want to get the egg wash all the way around on every bun. And this helps our buns get a nice brown color while they're baking. So they'll look, you know, very tasty. So we're going to have some tasty looking buns here. Just get this egg wash on. There we go. So try to get on the edges as well. Cover as much of the bun that is exposed to the hot oven air as possible. And I want to be gentle because I don't want to smash the buns back down. So here we go. Nice egg wash on the bun. So what we're going to do is, just to add a little flair to some of our buns here, we're going to sprinkle a little sesame seeds on one side of our buns. So we're just going to do half of them with sesame seeds. Kind of give it that hamburger restaurant look here. So we can kind of give this hamburger restaurant look with these sesame seeds, and then I have my oven preheating right now to 400 degrees, and we're going to get the buns in the oven, let them bake off, and get a nice golden brown bun here. I think I'm going to make a couple of sandwiches just to show you what it looks like once we get everything plated up. So one of them, of course, is going to be a cheeseburger, one of America's favorites, and then I'll think of another sandwich to put together between now and the time these buns get ready. So we're off to the oven next. Okay, everyone, I just removed the buns from the oven. They got a nice brown top on them. Looks good. What we have to do now is we have to let them cool off. They're hot. I can feel the heat from here. I'm not even touching them. And they smell great. They absolutely smell wonderful. So we're going to let these cool, and then we're going to put together a sandwich or two with these. But just to recap what we've done, we made our bread dough. We let it set in the refrigerator overnight. We took it out this morning. We rolled out our buns and put them on the tray here, and we let them rise for about 90 minutes. It took them to rise to doubling size. And then we egg washed them on the top. And then I added some sesame seeds on this side. I just let them plain on the other side. And actually, they're not all the same size. Maybe I need to get a scale and maybe measure the dough next time to come out with a little more uniformity. But we do have 6 buns here, and we're going to use those to make some sandwiches. So stay tuned. Sandwiches are next. Okay, folks, so here we have it. We have 2 sandwiches that I prepared. I have a bacon cheeseburger loaded with lettuce, tomatoes, pickled onions, jalapenos, and pickles. And we have a double turkey club with lettuce, tomato, and cheese. And we have some sweet potato chips here on the side. So I'm going to cut one of these open and let's see what it looks like. Okay, so this is our sandwich here. This is what it looks like. Cut open and looks pretty good. So I'm going to at least enjoy one of these right now, and we'll save the beautiful cheeseburger for later. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my recipe, and please hit the like button and subscribe. We're going to be bringing more recipes, so stay tuned. Thank you. Have a good day.